Hello and welcome to Matt's Casual Cooking. Today we are going to be making a pizza puff pastry. Very easy and fun dish to make for any time of year or to have friends over or for the Super Bowl. So we're going to go over all the ingredients that you're going to need and how to put it together, and let's get to it.
All right, folks, so we're going to go over the ingredients you need today. Now, there are just a couple kind of basic ones that you need for this. So those ones are you need two puff pastries, you need cheese, ranch, spaghetti, or pizza sauce for this. Everything else is really going to be up to you, but today I'm going to be using prosciutto, pepperoni, and dry salami, and onions and bell peppers, and I have some spices. I have oregano and basil. Now the cheese I'm using is mozzarella, but you can certainly use something else, but I would really kind of stick with the mozzarella because it's a really good cheese for melting, well, like on pizzas. But everything else can really be up to you on this. So we're going to go over how to put it all together, and well, I'll see you in a second. All right, so you can see I have the puff pastry laid out already on a baking sheet. Now, this is pretty much already good to go, but what we want to do is we just want to take a roller, like a rolling pin, and we just want to give it a little roll. We just want to flatten it out a little bit. We don't necessarily need to press it out any more than it is, but we just want to press it out a little bit for this because it is a little, it's been rolled up and it's going to want to roll back just a hair. So just kind of take your roller and just flatten it down. And this will help flatten it out a little bit, and this will kind of help get a little bit flakier cooking crust as well. So, and if you have a little excess of the cooking paper, I just kind of pulled it off so it doesn't just hang over the side necessarily. So what you're gonna do too on the second one, after you take it out, before we put it on top, you're gonna want to roll it out kind of in the same way before we put it on top here. So what we want to do now is just take the ranch and we're just going to just kind of pour kind of some lines here, and a little bit more, okay? Then you just want to take a brush or a spoon, if you want to take a bottom of a spoon, just kind of brush it onto the bottom here like this. You're just going to get a nice coating. We don't need to go hog wild with it. You don't necessarily want to do edge to edge, but you do just want to make sure, like I said, to get a really good coating on here. Alright, so you can see we've got that done. So what we're going to do is you're going to want to take your cheese and just layer it and we're probably going to get about, you don't necessarily need to put anything down the middle here, but we are today, so I like doing that sometimes. Again, we don't necessarily need to have them on the edge, we just want it close to the edge, so just if on the middle, I would just take a piece of cheese or two or whatever's left whatever's left in your container, just kind of scrunch it in half and just set it down there. Or you can just eat whatever's left, because there's a slice or two, which is always good also. Alright, so we got the cheese right here. Now we're going to take our spaghetti sauce and just kind of put it down here and just kind of scrape it, or not scrape it, sorry, spoon it on here. We don't want to go, again, too crazy. If you got like an area that has a lot of spaghetti sauce just sitting there, we just want to kind of smash that down. We don't necessarily need too much. So, okay. So we got that done. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to put my meat and veggies on here, and when I'm done, we'll come back. So just layer it how you want to, and I'll show you how I've done that after we're done, and then I'll show you how to do the top, and then we'll pop it in the oven. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my layering. I've got rows of pepperoni and salami. I've got just my prosciutto. Now you could use slices of prosciutto to put on here. That's entirely up to you. And I have my veggies. Now I'm going to add just a little oregano and basil to this. Basil. You don't want to add necessarily a ton because we are going to put a little on top as well. Just go ahead and do that. If you want, you can also add two here if you want to if you're using like sausage. I would recommend like fennel seeds, or you can actually do some poppy seeds on this. That's entirely up to you. So we're going to go over now the top, and then so what we want to do now though, is you're going to want to turn your oven to 400 degrees, and you're going to want to get a couple tablespoons of butter out, or whatever your egg wash is, and we're going to melt the butter, and we're going to put that on top right now, or after we put the top on. So we're going to go over the top really quickly, and then we're going to pop this in the oven. Alright, so I have the second one. I've already did like the first one. I rolled it out with the roller a little bit. But on this one, I added spaghetti sauce and ranch, and I spread it around here. So what we just want to do now, go ahead and take it. You're going to have to flip this onto the top. I always forget the best way to do this. So just going to take it underneath my hands, kind of, and on the top. Okay, that was graceful. So just go ahead and kind of peel off. We want to take off this top. So just peel it off slowly. Alright, so after it's been flipped over, you don't necessarily want to press these down on the side. That's not what we're looking to do. Just make sure some of the food stays in, and just kind of rearrange it so it does cover kind of from edge to edge. So I'm melting the butter right now, and once we put it on, we're going to go ahead and put it in the oven. Okay, so right here I've got all my butter on there. So we're just going to take a little oregano and sprinkle it on top. We don't need to go like with the middle. We don't need to go crazy with it. Just do a nice top. And I'm actually going to do a little basil as well. You can do parsley flakes. You can really do whatever your heart's desire. So we got a good layer right here. So pop this in the oven, like I said before, at 400 degrees. And we're just looking for a nice kind of browning on top of the puff pastry. And it's really going to be up to you kind of what you want. So I will see you, and like I said, I can't tell you how long to cook this because it's really going to be up to you on doneness. So I will see you as soon as this is done. Alright, so as you can see, this is done. It's been about 25-30 minutes since I started, but you can see it's very nice brown. You're going to hear it's kind of nice and really flaky. as it cools down. You will possibly have some of the grease of maybe some of the meat that you cook here on the opposite side, or maybe over here, depends. So just have like a catch basin down there. But what you want to do now is just let this cool probably for about 15-20 minutes then, and either transfer to a cutting board, or you can cut it here with either like a pizza cutter or like a really good knife or a spatula or whatever you have that's able to cut it. So if you enjoyed making this today, please like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, and take care.